Yeah. This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody.
G'day, team.
We caught up with Andy Lee on the show today because the 100's back.
Yes, Ben Harvey tells us about secret handshakes at a prison. Oh, that sounds terrible. Would you take a
it's
secret
about right.
handshake
We've
at
got
a
one
prison,
here.
Sean?
It's about right.
We have a discussion about when people have done a runner with no explanations. That's off the block.
And we talk about when people, at least, as bad as the thing that they did was, at least they were honest about it, and then that morphs into, can you be friends with a fish?
My answer is no. Olivia Newton-John, the
Yeah, we
news of
paid
her
tribute.
passing, we talk about her and just explore some of her life as well.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
Such sad news this morning when we heard that Dame Olivia Newton-John had passed away.
I know, struggling with breast cancer for a fair while
For
now.
so long, I know.
And it was like, oh, she's beaten it. Oh, she's
Yeah.
In
she's
recovery.
beaten it.
Yeah.
73 years. I mean, every bloody school in America has done a production of Grease.
Yeah, that's right.
She's one of those people that is going to left
She's
a
a-
legacy
she's a true
forever.
icon.
She is.
Unbelievably, I was reading that in 1974 she represented Britain at the Eurovision
Yeah.
Song Contest. She finished fourth in Brighton. But that's the year that ABBA won for Waterloo.
Yeah, it's pretty
Wow.
the golden years of Eurovision, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
It is incredible,
She went
isn't it?
downhill after that then.
Yeah. But she
She
has
is
done so
amazing.
much for, like, she's raised so
Yeah.
much money over the years. She's had, a cancer centre that she has funded. She's done amazingly good things in addition to her music and
Yeah.
body of work.
When you watch Grease and some of the
Yeah.
early stuff that she did, geez, she was stunning.
yeah.
Absolutely stunning.
I know. Did you like her more as Sandy, like the polite schoolgirl, or when
Yeah.
she put on the black
Or when she got
lycra?
raunchy at the end.
It was a tough call, but I did like the politeness of her.
You prefer
in the early
me in
days.
head-to-toe black lycra.
Yeah, it's like a horses for courses thing.
You tell me I look like your long bit of licorice.
Oh, things got disturbing pretty quickly, didn't
Harry's eyes
they?
started to pop then.
Yeah, he calls me all sorts.
Anyway, R.I.P. Olivia.
Okay, Olivia.
Yes, absolutely.
Whether you've been craving the ocean, snow, mountains, or city lights, there are so many possibilities for you and your next trip.
Yeah, make up for missed holidays and explore more of Oz with whatif.com.
Jump online or on the What If app.
What if? It's Aussie for travel. I want to tell you a story of something that happened to me on Saturday night.
Okay.
Went out with, there were 5 of us, so some friends. We went out for dinner. We organised this more than 2 months ago. It's like we found a time, a night when we were all
Yeah.
free, and we had to book this far in advance to get
Now,
into this particular restaurant.
We're not going to
Right.
name this
No,
restaurant.
we don't have
but
to, but it was great food.
I know a lot of people that have been trying to get into this restaurant. You're right. The wait times
Yes.
are insane.
So, and the only sitting we could get, even though it was booked more than 2 months ago, was 8:15 on a
Yep.
Saturday night. And we go,
Jeez.
fair enough, that's okay. We went out for a drink beforehand, turned up to the restaurant at 8:15. Then the people that were at our table before us were still there. So we waited at the bar, had a drink, and then after about 15, 20 minutes, they left. We were seated. So by this stage, it's after 8:30.
Yep.
And then we perused the menu and everything. And then a lovely waitress came and took our order. And we sort of went through it because it's a place where you share all the dishes.
Yes. Yep.
And some people like meat and some people only eat fish and that sort of
there
thing.
you go.
So we're having to work around a few dietary
Yeah.
specificities.
Yeah.
And so at the end of it, we went, have we ordered too much? And the girl's like, look, you've ordered, like, that dish is really big, but, I think you'll be okay. I don't think you've ordered not enough, put it that way.
Yeah, yeah.
But like my dad, you would have taken a Tupperware container in your handbag.
100% at all times, Nathan, at all times. And
Take
so,
the food with you.
so we had a bit of a conversation about that, the various dish sizes, and then she said, "No worries. I think we're happy with what we've ordered," and off she went. And then we waited, and we waited, and we waited, and after about 40 minutes,
Yeah.
so by this stage it's probably getting close to 9:30.
Wow.
Oh,
Bit
Nat.
peckish, bit
Yes.
peckish.
And half cut, I would imagine.
Yes. I would imagine too. The waitress came back and sort of stood at the end of the table and she said, "Look, I've got to be honest with you. I forgot to put your order in." At which point we just went,
Wow.
"What?"
Okay,
Like,
so
what?
at that, I mean,
Gotta be
okay,
crazy.
so there's this belief, right?
Yes.
These days, most people will go to anger.
No. I went, "Oh, that's okay." I'm sure it'll be worth the wait. And then I said, I wouldn't, if I was you, I wouldn't have told us. To be honest, she said, I've put the order in now and they're working on it now. You'll have your food very soon. And so it was probably about another 15 minutes. And of all the dishes that we ordered, she brought one out and put it down. And it was a salad.
A salad? Are you kidding me? You bring out the bloody dumplings, don't you?
We had ordered dumplings too.
You bring out something substantial.
Oh, when the food arrived, it blew us away. It was so good. But we probably didn't get our food till maybe 9:45.
I would have been so hangry, but the fact that she came over,
I know.
We had the discussion with her, and she's going, "No, the food's good. I think you've ordered well."
We had such a long conversation. Yeah,
and then she forgot
to put this order in.
That's great.
Maybe that's why the waiting list is a couple of months, because that's how long it takes to get your food.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
When you're really hungry and then the waitress says, "Oh, sorry, I've got to be honest with you. We forgot to put your order in. I forgot to put your order in."
Yeah.
And all we could do was say, "Well, at least you're honest about it."
Yeah.
I know, but God,
I know, it was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Charlotte's in Burns Beach. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi, how you going, guys?
Great. We're celebrating honesty right now.
Yes.
Are you the honest one?
I am.
What happened?
Now I feel really bad confessing mine because yours is just food. Mine's a lot worse.
Okay, great.
Right,
No,
let's go.
we're all
Let's
about
go,
it. What
Charlotte.
happened?
Okay. So I was house sitting for a friend, looking after their gorgeous dog, Border Collie, and
no.
a fish, which was a Mexican fighting fish.
Yes.
And she'd given me instructions on what to do. And the first night, I was like, "Oh yeah, with the fish," she said, "just give it some of this food. It's frozen. Just shove the block in." And then afterwards, the next morning, I was like, "Oh no," she said, "just put a little bit of the block, not the whole block."
Uh-oh.
And I wake up, and the fish is dead. It's just floating.
And it was,
Yeah.
you know what, being
It's
a
not
fighting
fighting.
fish, it fought for its life
Yes.
the whole night.
Although overeating is not such a bad way to die.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
so you've had to come clean. Tell us how that
Mexican food.
conversation went.
Well, so everyone kept saying to me, "Just replace it. She's not going to go.
Yes.
It's
She won't
goddamn
know.
fish."
Of course,
Just like,
of course.
no, it's a pet. It's still a pet. Like she could know a little marking on it.
No.
So in the end, I was like, "Okay, fine. I'll buy a new one."
Yes.
Then she comes back
Yeah.
and she's like, thank you. And I'm like, "I can't do this." I'm like, "I killed your fish. That's not your fish." And she's like, "It's okay." I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't follow instructions." She goes, "Oh God," she goes, "I can't stand the thing. I was hoping it was going to die soon anyway." And I was like, "Oh."
Because when you started telling that
I
story,
know.
Charlotte, it was either going to be the fish or the dog.
I was very
And
worried
everyone
for the
out
Border
there is
Collie.
going. Everyone
If it was
else
the
out
dog,
there
I
is
would've
going.
left the country.
It's
Yes.
going. It's fine if it's the fish. I don't know. I'm going to say, there's no one out there that's really loves their fish, is there?
I mean, there are some people that like
They love their
fish.
tanks,
Yeah,
and I understand that.
and they might have they might have a fancy fish.
But I'm talking about an
bond.
individual bond and love for a fish, where you look at the fish looks at you. You know each other.
You go for a walk
I
together.
wouldn't think so.
That doesn't.
You
that
play
bond,
fetch together.
That bond doesn't exist.
When you watch
there was that octopus documentary where the
Yes.
guy became friends with that octopus.
Yeah.
I understand that
Little
you
too
can-
close friends
I
for mine.
understand that you can have a relationship with an octopus. If you've seen The Boys, you'll understand, Sean.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
show you a scene in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know if you can really have an unbreakable bond with a fish. If I'm wrong, feel free to call me and have a go.
Thank you, Charlotte. Bernadette, hello.
Hi.
Hi,
All right,
Bernadette.
we are talking about a little bit of honesty. At least they confessed it to you, no matter how big the sin. What happened?
Yeah, how can you get angry with someone when they're telling the truth?
Yeah, right.
No matter how bad it is. It was pretty bad, actually. We were dating for quite a few months, 7-8 months, and my partner got a girl pregnant.
Whoa.
And he
Oh, I know,
described
but I
it-
had to wait quite a while for my dinner.
No,
so
Nat was starving.
Yeah.
He actually described it to a T when I asked him questions about it, as in how many times did you do it
Yeah.
and where.
oh wow.
Yes.
So he was full detail, and he was looking at me like it was nothing. But I got him back.
So how? Tell me.
Well, I told him never to come around again, and he did a week later. And then when he did, he confessed to something else. So I was just in my head thinking, oh, I'm just going to deck you one. And I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
And he ended up with a broken nose and 2 black eyes.
Oh, there you go.
Jeez, that was a good
Far out.
bloody belt
I
there,
know.
Bernadette.
And also coming around sort of what got him in trouble.
Yes,
didn't
that's
it?
right. I mean, you're
Wow.
better off without him, obviously. So
Of course
I
you're
know that
better
he
off
gets-
without
call that a
him.
victory.
Yeah, but did you kill his fish?
Mm.
I I mean, that's
Did he make you wait for your dinner? These are the biggest crimes going around.
I'm going to say I did ask anyone that has an unbreakable bond with a fish
Yes.
to call, and
Literally no one.
So
You
there you
proved
go.
your theory
People
correct.
don't, people don't have a loving relationship with a fish.
with a particular fish.
With a fish.
They might like their fish because they
fish
paid a lot
set
of
up.
money, but they could just buy
Not
another
like,
one.
not like, oh, that particular fish has died. Flippy's died. Oh,
Yes.
my God, I've got to take 3 days off work.
Flippy.
Flippy? I don't know. What do you call fish?
Well, it was
these days?
Flipper, the old dolphin, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
No one.
Good
Still
theory.
no one, Nathan.
No one.
Still no
You
one.
can get a doctorate in proving this theory.
I've struck it out there, so no one can be upset with me now. I'm right, aren't I? Sean?
You're right. I think some people are calling through to prove you wrong.
Oh, okay, well, we'll see on the flip side.
Flippy. Oh, that's how you named
That's how
Flippy.
I named Flippy.
It makes
I bought
sense.
him after the news.
Hang on. Here's Jade. Jade, hello.
Hello.
All right,
How
Jade.
are you?
Hi, Jane.
What have you got for us?
I'm calling about the fish comment.
Okay.
So, just to be clear.
My dad,
Yes.
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 my dad breeds Japanese koi,
Yes.
Yes.
and they are his pride and joy, probably more than his actual children.
Yes.
And he has a swimming pool fish tank
Mm.
in our house
Yep.
that have probably 2 metre long fish in them.
Whoa,
Yes.
they're expensive.
They are.
2 metre
And
long.
Yes.
he hand makes their fish food
Yep.
every night, and
Yep.
he also every evening and every morning sits in front of the fish tank because it's got a big glass panel in front of it,
Yep.
and he sits and watches them.
Now I understand this, right? So
Yes.
what I want to know, right, is does he have? So I understand loving fish,
Yes.
as in general, like I love my fish in my tank. But does he have an actual connection with one of the fish?
If one died, would he grieve it?
Like,
or would
yes.
he just go, well, I've got plenty more fish in the
100%.
sea?
Can he speak Japanese?
When he's lost, no, he can't. But when he's lost a koi before, like I've seen him grieve and shed tears.
Now I'm going to say, by seeing the size of these kois, we just pulled it up
Yes.
on the Google.
They're big.
But I think if anything's like over a metre long, I think that I understand you can love that because there's some substance there. I think that it was. I'm talking about little.
So you saying you can't love anything that's small?
I think so.
So even
I think they're worth like 30 grand or
No,
something.
Sean, it's not
Fish
about
that
the
size.
money. It's
No.
not about the money.
No,
It's
so
about
that there, we've got a
bond.
little kitty holding it like she's
Yes.
like he's holding a puppy.
Yes.
That to me, I can understand. You could probably love that. I mean, granted, it does not remember you 3 seconds after seeing you. But I do understand that you can probably love something of substance, of weight. I don't think you can love something really small.
No, I agree with that call.
Like a
But I
moth.
don't know. Can you? Because it's large?
I don't know.
All right, well, let's move on to Anel from Canning Vale. Hello.
Hi.
All right,
Anel. Hi, Anel.
What's your take on it all?
So I know a guy who loved his fish so much that when it died, he chose to freeze it in their personal freezer until they could cremate him or had the money to cremate.
What was in the oven? Where's the fish cremation centre? I tell you where it is. It's in the kitchen.
There's a pet cremation service.
No, I get
Yeah,
that. I get that.
They wouldn't get a lot of fish, to be sure, and the smell of
I know,
it.
but what
I get that,
That'd be delicious.
mate. Put it in the toaster. Like, are you serious?
How big was it, Anel? How big was this fish?
It was only like small fish. It was like just like the normal fish. It wasn't anything
Wasn't a
crazy
giant thing.
expensive.
Yeah.
I don't think. He just loved it so much he decided he'd freeze it in their personal freezer until he could cremate it.
Anel, do you know this person well, Anel?
I don't. Well, family.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, mate, don't go looking in his chest freeze so you can imagine what's in that bloody thing.
It's hard to believe that because with dogs and cats, they give you affection back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Even like donkeys and horses will give you affection back.
Yes.
Whereas, is a fish giving you affection back? I don't know.
No, it can't. If it was, it
No.
will die. It'll be like you can't be in the same water as you can't be there.
They had up
together.
the most expensive Japanese fighting kois or whatever they're called. They are between 1.5 and 1.9 million dollars.
Sean, you can't put a price on love. Stop trying to do it.
I keep saying it.
I understand.
Ezra
I
lied.
understand if $1 million koi dies and you cry. I understand that.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean.
Hello, I'm Olivia Newton-John. I've got something to show you. One more time, I can't even say my name. Why is my name so long? How do you say Olivia? Do I have to say I'm Olivia Newton-John again? No. Oh, good.
Oh, bless
she
her.
Been going down a bit of a rabbit hole on
Yeah.
YouTube with Olivia Newton-John this morning. If you're just hearing it for the first time, she's passed at age 73. Breast cancer. She's
Had a long battle with
Done
breast
a lot
cancer.
of great stuff for breast cancer awareness. Amazing stuff. That she's
And
done.
she has a
charity
breast
groups
cancer
everywhere.
centre as
Yes.
well. Yeah, so
Yeah.
treatment and research as
Yeah.
well. Extraordinary work.
Yeah, but I've just been looking at things that she's been doing, and I didn't realise that she had hosted SNL many years ago.
Back in the day.
Just after Grease sort of thing. And
So we're talking late 70s, yeah?
yeah, and it's strange because she's there hosting it and she's doing the news desk thing.
And she was a big star at the time. Like, Grease was a
Yeah.
massive film.
And none of her jokes were landing, and I don't think because people could understand the Australian accent. So it was just silence when she was speaking and not one joke landed. And you can tell that while she's doing it, she's going, oh my God.
Oh, no. This would kill it,
And it was a really big monologue too, so it was
Oh,
like never
no.
ending. But think about it. I mean, who were the huge Australians? I mean, she was one of the first global
Yes.
superstars
Yes.
I can't think.
for Australia.
Yeah, that's
really.
right. And remember, like, she had a koala blue, her clothing.
Yes.
Right, there were stores all over America. Like, she was kind of like the first in America, the first Australian that really went massive.
She did.
And you just go, yeah, she paved the way for a lot of people. Extraordinary achievements.
Yeah.
Just to get the role in Greece in the first place,
I
I'd
know.
like to hear exactly how that came about. I
Yeah.
mean, apart from her being extremely
So,
hot as chips.
she did
Yes.
Grease in 1978, then Xanadu.
Xanadu, yeah.
I mean, which was just the coolest way to roller skate in
Yes.
1980. What was Xanadu about, by the way? Do you know?
It's just a feeling, isn't it, Xanadu?
So I know it was.
I never watched
roller
it, but
skating.
it
I've
seemed
never
like a
watched
bit
it
of a
either.
dream sequence
so was
to
it,
me.
Was it a dream world
don't
of
know.
roller skating?
I don't know.
Okay. So then
mean, let's-
really, there's not much after that you would know. Two of a Kind, A Mum for Christmas, A Christmas Romance, It's My Party, Sorted Lives, The Wild Girls, One a Minute, Score, a hockey musical. Was another film.
A hockey
she was in.
musical?
A Few Best Men. Was that a thing?
No.
The only thing that we would really know is Sharknado 5 Global Swarming.
Yes. And I mean, Let's Get Physical was a massive hit
Yeah,
for
it was
her as
huge.
well. Huge. And, you know, really brought aerobics and leotards and headbands to the fore. It was a magical time, wasn't it?
Oh, enormous
Extraordinary
success, Olivia.
achievement. She's just a wonderful person.
Yeah, she's brilliant and
Yeah.
Greece will live on forever.
I know. And 73,
Yeah.
she should have still had a lot of life left in her. Do you know what I mean? Like
Young.
that, all of a sudden, 73 doesn't seem that old anymore. You
not at
know,
all.
my parents are well into their 80s.
Yeah.
You just think, yeah, no, I'm very lucky to
Yeah,
still have them
sure.
around. Yeah.
You're listening to Nathan, Nat and Sean.
The block this season's brilliant.
So they've got
I'm
10-acre
loving it.
lots
Oh
in the
my
country.
God.
Because it's different like that,
Yeah.
it gives us all the
It
stuff's
adds a
been the
different
same.
dimension,
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
it?
And also, I think all of us go, we would love to do that.
Yeah.
You'd love to move out into the country and have a beautiful house and have some acreage that you,
Oh, yeah.
that you don't
The
really
tree
go out
change
on. And-
kind of
Yeah,
thing,
you
yeah.
know, especially after COVID, it's like, oh,
Yeah.
this is amazing. And then also just knowing that when they get to their back and front yard week, they're all stuffed.
So let's,
Because
a lot of
usually
lawn.
people can't do a 5x5 patio. They've got no money left. It's going to be so funny.
Scotty was saying, and the place where they're building is only like 35 minutes from the city. So
Yeah.
you've got all that land and space and all the rest of it.
Not
away
in
you
peak
go.
hour, I would suggest,
Yeah,
but
I
yes.
think it was over the top there too.
Yeah, and it's just hit the ground running too.
Yeah.
We had Scotty in the other week, and is all about the influencer Elle Ferguson and her AFL star Joe Patfull. Sean, do you know much about him?
Joel, I played against
Patfull?
him, Nate. So he was drafted early days, and I played a couple of seasons against him. Wasn't too bad. Like he played a decent amount of footy for sure.
Yeah, right.
He's a tall guy, Nate.
I
He's a
do
big
have to
guy.
say, I really question. She's got 600-odd thousand Instagram followers, but yet the engagement on her Instagram is like 13 comments. Not after last night. Last night I was ripping into her. But
There's
it
only
was
13
it
left
was
now.
like 5 comments, 13 comments.
So they
Same as
pay
him.
for-
He's got 100 and something thousand
Yeah.
people, and there's like 3 comments, 8
It's
comments.
weird that you would have such low engagement.
Is that when they pay for the numbers?
Well,
to be
it just
Yeah.
screams
Okay.
to me bots.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you've paid for followers.
Yep.
So anyway, that's questionable. But yeah, so what happened is they did the first challenge room
Yep,
to
yep.
find out who's going to get the house.
Yes.
And then then after competing that, they thought that they were going to kill it. They did a bedroom that looked like it should be beachside in Bondi, and they were talking about how they're going to bring their brand and their element of cool to the block in the country. And then the judges ripped them apart and said, "No, that's for Bondi. This is not respecting the house nor your environment." They came forth. And there was one part during the judging that she's turned away, and he's obviously pissed, and so is she. And then she's like, you can hear the mic pick her up, and she goes, "Okay, just smile." And they both turn back with this fake smile on their faces to the camera. And that's the point we knew that they were planning to leave.
Yes.
Because it was not on brand for them to get fourth. Everyone usually blows smoke up their asses, obviously.
Yep.
And they have been judged very fairly, but not fairly in their own mind. So last night they took off, and it was like literally halfway through the episode. Usually they drag this on
Yes, that's right.
for ages and ages and
But
ages.
no, they just bolted in the night.
Scotty was pulled aside by a producer. He was told, they're gone, they're smoke bombed, and then Scotty had to tell the rest of the contestants.
I've just found out that Joel and Elle are on their way to the airport. Wow. They have left the show.
Seriously?
Gone.
No way.
They are gone.
Why didn't they even say goodbye?
Well, they didn't say goodbye to me either. They didn't say goodbye. They didn't say thanks for having us. They just left.
Not one contestant. They say, "Hey, by the way, we're out of here." To any of the people
nobody.
they're competing against.
Nor the producers, by the sounds of it.
Just
Just
got the
snuck
gear and
off in the
got-
middle of the
got
night. It's pretty funny.
Oh, look, it is very funny. Only if you've done it. I mean, I did it to the Mexican restaurant up the road.
Yes, that's right. It's no longer there.
Do you know how to make margaritas? No, I don't. Okay, we'll train you. All right, no worries.
15
10
margaritas.
minutes, 10 minutes into service, 15 margaritas. Okay, no worries. Made several cups of rocket fuel and said, "I've got to go get my phone from my car," and took off and never went back. So I do understand leaving without an explanation and then making sure you never pick up the phone again. I do get that. But it can be quite shocking when you're on the receiving end.
It can be.
Nathan, Nat and Sean in podcast form.
Last night on the block, Elle and Joel did a run in the middle of the night. They're like, "Nah, not for us, we're out of here." But they didn't tell anybody. They didn't speak to any producers.
They just took off.
They're using is Joel's mum as an excuse, but everyone's saying no. That's
one
not
of the
true.
contestants said that they spoke to that happened previously before they went, and they said no, Joel's mum was actually fine.
Yeah.
And that's why, and they went and saw her before they left, and they went, "Oh no, she's cool."
And historically, the block has, as a production unit, has been very sympathetic to family issues and family illnesses and emergencies that have cropped up.
Anyway,
so
look, sometimes in life, people just have to do a runner.
They're
People
like,
have
"This
said
is not for me."
situations, said, "I'm out of here. See you later."
and we're not talking dine and dash kind of stuff. We're talking about you're getting out of that situation.
Let's go to Wellard. Hello, Kim.
Hi.
Hey, Kim.
All right,
Doing runners. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I did a runner when I was 19 as an au pair in Italy.
Yes.
The family were pretty horrible. The children were they kept hitting me, and the parents wouldn't do anything about it.
Yes.
And so I was like, nah, this is not great. Packed my bag one evening and left at 6 a.m. the next morning.
Yes.
Didn't tell the family. Had to hitchhike to the train station.
Yeah.
But all was not well. They got really angry, and they blacklisted me. So I had to leave Italy and come back home.
Oh no.
Oh, on the au pair network.
The entire country of Italy blacklisted you.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Kim. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a language barrier, or did you speak Italian when you went over there and took up this
She
gig?
couldn't say, "Don't hit me."
That's for sure.
Yeah, that was actually one of the stipulations of the job was you couldn't know Italian, otherwise the kids wouldn't try and speak English to you.
And also, they don't want you to hear what they're saying about you either.
That's right.
Wow. You know what I love
full
is
on.
that for the next au pair that's joined their household, I bet you her room's got deadbolts on the outside of the door. Were you like looking over your shoulder when you were like escaping Kim and making sure they weren't coming, like you were actually on the run in a movie?
Well, I was actually talking to another family when I was on the train, and after about like an hour of back and forth chat, they were like, "Give our love to Tiziana," which was the host mum's name.
Yep.
And so they had been like conversing with my old host family, and they were like, "Well, don't take her; she's a runner."
Kim. Shut
a
you out.
Your name was Mud.
She's a runner.
She's a runner. Beautiful.
Yeah, because getting
Thanks,
beaten
Kim.
up every day.
Over to Terry, who's also in Wellard. Wellard is a hotbed of running. Hello.
It's like a witness protection.
Hello.
area.
Yes, isn't it just? Hi, Terry. What happened?
So it was actually someone that did a runner on me.
Yes.
I was having allergy testing done through a super expensive, I might add, specialist when I was younger. And he, covered my back in all these sticky pads with, all different things that I might be allergic to that they, wiped on my back.
Yes.
And then he was like, all right, I'll be back in a minute. And and me and my sister sat there. So I'm sat topless as well, sat on the bed.
Yes.
And it had been 20 minutes. So my sister went out to the front desk and she's like, when's the doctor coming back? And she goes, no, he's gone home for the day.
Also, what if you're having an anaphylactic reaction?
Then he would have known that she was allergic to something by seeing her dead body.
Are you joking, Terry?
That's unbelievable, Terry.
So what happened?
Yeah, she was like, well, my sister's in there. She's got all this crap all over her back. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay, sorry, we'll get someone to come in and help you. But then the best part, when I got the report back in the mail of what I might be allergic to, it just said red.
Red.
What do you mean red?
You're
the colour red.
You're allergic to red.
You're allergic to red. That was it. I was like, you just made that up.
You paid several $100s for this.
It was ridiculous, so expensive. So I still don't know what I was having allergic reaction to.
No, we do know it was red.
Well, if you're allergic to red, for the love of God, do not come in our studio.
No. There's a lot of red around
All the
here.
walls are red, you'll die instantly.
Amazing.
You had a doctor doing a runner?
No, that's incredible.
Funny.
Thanks, Terry. Joe's in Liz Moody. Hello.
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, Joe.
Okay, who did the runner?
It was me about a few years ago now. I decided on a whim to go and get a tattoo, and I just looked up a place that was open and rocked up there. And the guy was happy to do the tattoo, so he got me ready on the table, and then he took a phone call, and all I could hear on the phone was him saying, bloody come get me then, he was getting death threats over the phone.
Oh!
And I was sitting there, I had my son with me, and I was just clapping myself thinking, oh my God, someone's going to come and, shoot the place up.
Yes.
And I thought, I just don't know what to do. I need to get out of this. And so I had a brainwave. I said to him, do you take credit cards? And he said no, and I said, okay, I'm going to have to go get some cash out there. So I took off, we jumped in the car and just drove away. And never went back.
I think that was a wise decision.
That's a great decision, Joe.
Is that is a reason to run and
Yes.
not look back and not have any guilt attached at all.
And to make sure you know who you're getting your tattoo from.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Did you
yeah.
end up getting the tattoo?
I did, yeah, and several more afterwards.
What was that tattoo going to be of? What was that?
It was some flowers with my son's name in the tattoo as well. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, that would look terrible with a bullet hole through it.
Yes, absolutely right.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat and Sean.
We've spoken about it a little bit this morning, but Olivia Newton-John, she'll be
yes.
sorely missed. She's an extraordinary performer, great Australian.
Yeah, great Australian, big time.
Unbelievably how much John Travolta will be hounded today and over
Yes.
the next coming weeks because their names are synonymous with
Yeah.
each other. It's John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
It is,
And
it
you
is,
know,
no?
to do something back in 1978 and
Yes.
for there to be tied together so closely ever since.
That's right.
I mean, he would be feeling it today, and of
Yeah.
course his family, her family. She lived an amazing life. If you've got a little bit of time today, just Google some
Do a
stuff
deep
about
dive, yeah.
Olivia Newton-John. We all remember when she was with her partner Patrick McDermott. The couple dated on and off for 9 years, and then he disappeared following a 2005 fishing trip off the California coast.
There's a lot of speculation about
went
that.
down to Mexico.
At the time of his disappearance, she was never a suspect, but he'd been cited in Mexico and stuff ever
Yes.
since. He's never been confirmed to be
Alive or dead.
So there was all this when she was going through that, it was like,
Yeah.
wait, has my partner run away?
I know, what an extraordinary
gone
thing to go
missing?
through.
Like,
Yeah.
just-
Because there've been whole 60-minute shows and the
Yes.
lot on that. That was
She's a very
interesting.
resilient woman, and she suffered with breast cancer. She fought that breast cancer for 30 years,
Yep.
which
Crazy.
is also
Well done,
extraordinary.
So she always loves ranches and farms,
Mm.
Olivia. So in 2019, she sold her 187-acre Australian farm, which she had owned for nearly 40 years, and it's located near Byron Bay, right?
Oh, that would have been worth a bit.
Well, the real estate agency sold it for, seems like a bit of a bargain, $4.6 million.
Wow.
But in 1980, she had paid $622,000 for that property.
Savvy investment. Oh,
Bad.
extraordinary. We'll be thinking a lot about Olivia today.
Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Before Ben Harvey, we never knew that prison could be so much fun here in WA. He's written another article that's in the West Australian. You can also check him out on Up Late with Ben Harvey. Hello, Ben.
Hi, guys.
Hi,
Hey,
Ben.
This one caught our eye this morning, Ben, page 7 of the West Australian. You've written an article about...
strange story involving the Freemasons, not to be confused with the stonecutters, who we all know kept the metric system down.
Well, this is really interesting to me, the Freemasons. I know straight away I start thinking of the Da Vinci Code and some of Dan
Straight
Brown's
away,
books.
I start
Knights
thinking
Templar.
of
Exactly what it is.
Homer Simpson, who joined...
Yes.
Oh,
the Stonecutters or
Yes.
the Simpsons.
Yes.
Yeah. He joined a group like this as well.
This is pretty deep.
Tell us a little bit about the Freemasons before you go into what's happening in our prison.
Freemasons go back about 1,000 years, and they were originally an organisation, men only, and they were from the original stonemasons
Yes.
who were in charge of cutting blocks of stone to build temples and churches. And the stonemasons used to look after their apprentices
Yes.
socially as well as professionally. And they handed down the things to do and things not to do.
Yes.
That's why we have this organisation now. They say they are making great men better. But there's a theory out there
Yes.
that with their secret handshakes and their secret ring wearing, they're just looking out for each other.
Yes.
And there's this purple circle, a conspiracy that they actually run government. They run departments.
This is
And
what
this
happened in the
story
Da
that's in
Vinci
the West.
Code, actually, Ben.
So, Ben,
Exactly what
Ben,
happened.
are
yeah.
you telling me that this society's infiltrated our WA prison system?
And radio stations.
Let me
Sean
see.
and I do the secret handshake every morning. And then I show him my special ring.
Nothing to do with the Freemasons.
Oh, Ben, so
So there's a bit of handicraft going on in prisons for the Freemasons. Is that the story?
That's right. So what's happened is a group of very, very notorious prisoners, including a gypsy joker bikie associate and a drug dealer to the stars of Perth about 15 years ago.
You know him, Sean.
you got him.
He said
On speed
stars.
dial.
Yeah.
Speed
And
dial,
so
that's
they were
comedy.
asked.
Yeah.
They were asked by Freemasons who operate as prison officials to create a special Freemasons symbol in the woodworking shop,
Yeah.
which they did. And this has got a few people very upset because they're wondering why these prisoners were forced to do personal errands for senior prison officers
Yeah.
because of their cultish sort of affection for the Freemasons.
Now, before we go any further, because this gets even more interesting, I want to know, the selected prisoners, did they have a flair for the wooden arts? Like, how were they selected to do
And
such a
how did they
task?
know they
They
could
must
do
be.
it?
Or do we have
Well,
amazing
I assume
woodworkers
that
slash
when you're-
criminals in the justice
I
system?
assume that when you are a hardened criminal, you know how to use wooden things to beat people's heads in, and you can just transfer this skill set into a vocational environment.
Where
into
you
whittling.
create them. Yes.
Whittling a shiv.
Ben, the corrective
Whittling
service...
of shit. My goodness, I'll have to use that one.
The
Yes.
Corrective Services Department have said, they've said that this is okay. The people have supplied the materials at $22.
At
which is
their-
nothing,
at their
let's be honest.
cost.
At their cost,
Yeah,
and this is okay.
The prison system is saying formally that they see nothing wrong with a senior prison official who's a member of a secretive cult to commission a piece of work by prisoners who are beholden to him and who probably get special privileges from said cult as a result of their work. Now, I don't know about the whole corporate governance thing too much, but that seems a little odd to me.
Well, it does seem strange, doesn't it? Are the prisoners getting compensated for their work?
Oh, yeah, they work very hard on this and they get paid the grand total of $78 per week.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait, Dad,
Which
so
is that what everybody gets if they work in prison? Yeah.
So can we all put in orders for things that we need done into the prison system?
And therein lies the problem. Who gets to use this slave labour in this way? At the moment, it's only senior prison officials.
Oh, that's not fair. What about the public? What about us?
Not us. So you can't contract out and get them out as a plumber for a week for 78 bucks.
So you literally can't go to Bunnings, buy a pergola and get it sent to the prison and then put together. Expect to pick it up.
No, right. No such luck.
So, Ben, what are these prisoners doing in their classes then? Because they can't be all just working on senior officials.
This is the odd thing, and this is what's got the Prison Officers Union a bit upset.
Right, here we go.
All the major prison industries inside Casuarina have pretty much stopped since COVID. So that's the vocational training and the stuff that makes them better people, because they're just concentrating on the essential services like laundry and kitchen and all the other things that we saw in Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
So no one is really doing this stuff except for these guys on this one special project. So it's not like there's lots of people out there doing these kind of works at any given moment. This is actually quite a peculiar situation that they would be allowed to do this, and they're hand-chosen to do this. And these guys are pretty heavy operators, the three prisoners we're talking about.
They haven't got three of the plebs, have they? They've gone...
No.
Gone
You know
to
the
top.
drug dealer's not going to be sleeping on the job.
No. Ben, is the issue that it's a Freemasons thing? Like if they were just making a salad bowl for for a prison official, would it be as big a deal?
The Freemasons thing obviously adds a bit of mystique to it, because there's always been this conspiracy that the Freemasons are very, very influential in the Department of Corrective Services.
Yeah,
That's always been around. And also WA Police. The theory has always been the WA Police are controlled by two factions, the Freemasons and the Catholics. And the Freemasons and the Catholics do not like each other.
They're enemies, sworn enemies. That's why Sean couldn't join the Freemasons.
No. I can't join the Freemasons, even with Nathan's ring.
I feel like I'd be a Freemason.
No, we can't.
I don't think you'd go for the fashion.
It would end.
Well, it's those robes, isn't it?
They wear kind of apron things, don't they?
An apron?
Yeah, it's not terribly flattering. You do end up looking like a weird sort of pastor from the 14th century.
Well, maybe they need a gay person to queer-eye it up.
I can't imagine there'd be many gay Freemasons.
A male-only club with strange traditions and weird objects that they get fashioned in prison. I
can see why Nathan wants to get on board.
Absolutely. Well, we can't go to Bali anymore. We haven't been able to get over there.
Oh, Ben, you know what? I love every article you write. It's so interesting. I do think that your days on this earth are numbered.
That's right.
If I go to jail, I will last about 2 seconds.
Absolutely. Keep doing these stories, you will last less.
Can't wait for the next one.
Chief Reporter from the West, Ben Harvey, thank you so much for talking to us again this morning. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks, guys.
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
So, guys, usually when a big celebrity has interviews lined up, there's a list. And all the biggest shows are on that list. We weren't on a list this morning for this next guest. Hello.
Hello.
Andy Lee.
Yeah, but we're close friend. You're close. I'm close friend of the show. You can just call any time. Isn't that right?
Oh, don't tell us that.
And it's so funny. We've got all this interaction with our people from 9 over here. We're like, oh, yeah, we're ready to rock and roll.
It's definitely locked in.
And then Nathan suggested, I saw Andy doing or heard Andy doing a lot of stuff yesterday, so...
Maybe his press day was yesterday. I'm not sure.
Always available, ready and available, sitting by the phone for you guys. How are we all?
Oh yeah,
we're going well, mate.
We're great.
Yeah.
We know you've got 9 minutes left. Let's do this.
What's been happening?
If you know me, I can't last 9 minutes. So I'll be
Hey, nice holiday pics, by the way.
God,
yeah, geez.
Yeah, it was good fun. It was an example of the pics obviously always look better than the holiday. But this one was pretty good. I mean, we were travelling. We don't have children, so that's always helped.
Yeah.
when you're travelling, but nice to be back and dusting off the passport. But they didn't miss overseas. They knew that we were coming. Australians were coming, and they were charging you for absolutely everything. It was an expensive ordeal, but it was good fun.
Because you went to the Greek islands, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go back there again.
Did you go? We've read all these articles about DK Muscle Bar,
yes,
Oyster Bar or whatever, where people are rocking up, ordering 2 drinks and getting charged $800. Did you go into anything like that?
We had our own example of that. So I was going there because one of Beck's friends was his birthday, and I was there. It was myself, Beck, and 7 gay guys. So I had a very different experience of Mykonos.
Yes.
It was fantastic. I've never been to so many drag shows.
Yes.
And I was exhausted by the end of the whole thing. But we went to this restaurant that we booked 6 months in advance. We get there and they said, "Here's your table. Oh, by the way, you have to buy a bottle to to sit at this table." I was like, "Oh, well, is there any other tables that you don't have to buy a bottle?" No. Oh, right. And Mykonos, it's impossible to get anywhere, and so you can't really leave. And I said to the guys, "Look, don't worry, it's his birthday. I'll buy the bottle and just do that." And I get the list. The cheapest bottle was a bottle of rosé for €450.
Oh, rosé! Oh my
so
lord!
it's $600.
Yeah, well, a bit more. Yeah,
750 mils.
And then I already given the grand gesture. Don't worry, I'll get.
Oh no!
Oh no! Now I can't turn around to the guys and go, "Hey, do we want to chip into this?"
Yeah, that is the worst.
For a bottle
That
of
is the worst.
rosé, I mean, you can attach that to a bottle of champagne at a stretch. But
it was just awful.
Not a bottle of goon,
and not the cheapest bottle on the list. You know what I mean?
Oh my god,
that's a bloody stitch
That's
up.
extortion.
Andy, Natalie and I both at different times went to an island called Kos, which is part of the whole scenario. And I remember one night I was out and about, and it gets to the time where you need to throw a kebab down your throat. So I rolled into this joint, and the guy charged me about $2 for this kebab. And anyway, I ate that. I walked another, 20 metres down the road, and I thought, I better get another one.
Yeah.
So I was full as. And this other bloke, he charged me about $20. And then I couldn't have an argument with him because I didn't understand what he was saying, and he said, I bet he knew what I was saying, but
you know why he's arguing?
They can.
But you know why he's arguing with him? Because $20 is reasonable. He's got, are you serious, mate? I'm not charging you $500 for this.
You were looking for the cheapest kebab on the list.
That's right, exactly. So the 100's back tonight, of course, Andy. Hit us with one of the questions. What have you got?
Oh, okay. How about how many Australians have hooked up with a teacher after finishing school?
I like this. Well, are we talking percentages?
I know someone who's done this.
Well, I can't speak to someone after school. I can speak to 3 people I know that did it at school.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
Which is illegal.
That question, but there was legal problems.
Yeah.
Can we say
it was such a huge thing? One of them, we were like, they were hooking up on our student council camp.
So this teacher went for the high echelon students.
Oh yes,
not the plebs.
Not the plebs. Yeah, it was scandalous. But then you would go to parties because we're in Kalgoorlie. Of course, you go to parties and they'd be at the same party, like that, and people would know what was happening. It was just it was like they were a couple.
Yeah, one of my uni friends married his high school art teacher.
Oh, there you go. Okay. Well, what's your percentage guess?
Can I say 10%? I just think 1 in 10.
1 in 10?
No, it's got to be like 3% or something.
Everyone's got a story.
1%.
1%. 1 in 100. Okay.
What about how many people have quit their job but asked for it back?
Oh, that's a good one.
Okay, there's so many people. I do remember my Big Brother audition, right, many years ago. Several of the people there, just for the first audition process, had quit their jobs because they thought they were going to get on it.
They would have.
And I just said, can you go back?
I hope you're a casual.
So from that, there was probably 1 in 5 people at Big Brother that did that. So I'm going to say,
so that's a specific target group.
Yes, but I'm going to say, percentage-wise, I'd say 1 in 10. 1 in 10.
I'd say 8%.
He's got it.
Oh, 10%.
Yeah, 10%.
10%.
Andy, I actually heard that Josh Kennedy just did the same just over the weekend.
No,
after he kicked
the
8
Eagles
goals.
asked him to come back.
It's like, mate, this couldn't be any easier, could it?
You got time for one more?
Yeah,
sure.
Of course we do.
Okay. How many Australians eat the skin of a kiwi fruit?
Oh, you don't.
2%. That's ridiculous.
You can't. It's furry.
No, we wouldn't do that.
14%.
What?
Just bite into it like an apple.
Yeah, and guess what? Sophie Monk's one of them, as we find out tonight.
Oh, well.
Are you kidding?
She loves the furry texture. And I'm like, okay.
To be fair, it's almost
tells
like
you a lot about Sophie.
It's a ball bag, isn't it, Nate?
It is a ball bag.
Oh, I don't know, Sean. It's been a while.
Oh, my experience.
It's been a while since you had a Kiwi
Tell you what, Sean. Tell you what. Anything in the bedroom, if it hits my mouth and feels like a kiwi fruit, I'm out.
This is Nathan, Nat and Sean.
You know when you like something and then you get someone to experience it and they don't like it and then you feel offended?
Yeah.
That just happened then. Amy,
So,
can you bring that tea bag over, please?
As though you had produced it yourself and they've rejected it.
So it's like you felt like yes.
Yes.
So
you're invested in it.
There's a tea that's been out of stock from T2. It's called Scott's Breakfast. And
Who's Scott?
It's Scott Robinson. It's celebrating neighbours.
That makes sense.
Anyway, and so I end up getting Mama Box of the loose leaf, and Mum rang me last night and she said it's the most disgusting thing she's ever drank.
The most disgusting thing she's ever drunk.
And she's had brine in her mouth.
In fact, this morning she said, Anyway,
so but I think it's one of my most favourite teas. Vanessa put me onto it. Johnny's wife. Have a smell now. What do you think? And
I'm not a tea drinker, so
have a smell of that.
Let's have a look.
Have a smell of that bag.
Well, so it's got a kind of it smells like a chocolate brownie or with coconut or something.
It's got oats in it.
It's got cocoa tusk.
Yeah, some cinnamon.
You don't get much cinnamon,
Yeah.
but
Sean, what do you?
you can smell the chocolate.
Sean, I put it under Sean's nose, which is I'm surprised the tea bag's still there.
He's like a Labrador. He can smell way more effectively than we can.
Sean sniffed it like he was smelling metho.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Well, what?
It doesn't smell like a tea. Put it that way.
But I'm with you, Marlene.
Does it have tea in it? Is it an actual
it's a
tea?
black tea.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a black tea.
Because you don't smell
think,
much
Harry?
tea.
What do you think, Harry?
It's not delicious smell.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm saying it smells like chocolate brownie, and he's like, it's not delicious. What are you talking about?
What does it have to smell like? 20 crumpets?
I'm going to need 5 minutes with this.
Okay. Take your time.
Oh, Harry's it's not near his nose anymore.
Oh, Nova.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.